I really love filming here because then I don't have to bring out my ring light. But listen, we only got a little bit of sunlight left, so I need to get to these books in under 15 minutes or my camera's gonna overheat and shut down. So let's get into it. 17 books here that I want to read in the month of August. I usually don't do monthly wrap-ups, but August is my birth month and I'm obsessed with myself and my birthday. I love my birthday. If you follow me, you know that. I celebrate my birthday like the entire month of August. These are the books that I really think I'm gonna love, and also I've been doing really good at reading the books that I own physically and just trying to get through them so I can see if I want to keep them or unhaul them. And this is just my physical TBR. Books that I'll probably read ebook and audiobook wise, I don't have a TBR for them. I'll just let them come into my Libby and then read them as I go. But these are the books that I want to read this month and beautiful month of August. So yeah, let's just get into my TBR. The first book I have is the only romance on this list, and that is The Wedding Crasher by Mia Sosa. I've been cutting this is washing me out. I've been cutting back on my romances because I feel like I've been focusing too much on my romances because they're just so much easier to read and so much quicker to get through. And I'm focusing, it's not that I'm focusing on getting through, like getting more books read, but it kind of is. Whereas this year I actually want to focus on reading my physical books that I own. Like, I don't give a fuck how many books I read as long as I read the books that I physically own, right? So I've been cutting back on my romances because I'll just pick up a romance like on Kindle Unlimited, like whatever, I'll just pick it up. I don't have Kindle Unlimited anymore, so hopefully I can cut back on my romances, but I still do want to pick up romance books. I do want to read the romance books that I own, and so, but instead of being a bunch of romances and a little bit of other genres, I want it the opposite. So I have this because I own another Mia Sosa book. I've already read that one, so why not read this one and get it out the way. I was a little scared to read this one because I didn't see a lot of good reviews, but Kayla from Books and Lala read this and she really enjoyed it, and I think we have very similar tastes in romance books, so I decided I want to read this one. Then I have A Long Way to a Small Angry Planet. I'm in my sci-fi era, if you couldn't tell. I love space operas. Space operas are my favorite type of sci-fi books because it gives like found family and it's just fun people flying, shooting things in space. Like I don't know why, but it just makes me so happy. And this just seems like exactly that. I have tried to read it before, but I just couldn't get through it. So I'm gonna try it again. I was listening to it on audiobook. So I'm gonna try it again now that I'm more well read in sci-fi, but also I'm gonna read it physically. So then I have The Eyes of a Dragon. Every single month I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna try to read a Stephen King book a month, and then 3 months later I haven't read any Stephen King books. But I read a Stephen King book last month, so I'm gonna try to stick to it and read a Stephen King book this month. So I picked a short one. I picked The Eyes of the Dragon simply because it is short, okay? It's one of the shorter books I own. It's also fantasy, so it kind of goes with my vibes that I've been having these last few months. I'm very excited. This one is connected to The Dark Tower, which I have read. I just didn't like it. I love reading his books to see how they're connected. So, oh shit, my camera's dying. I need to hurry up. And then I have Howl's Moving Castle, which I love the movie, and I've owned the book for a while. I just am really bad at like reading books that I own from like kids movies and stuff like that. Like I own the Princess Diaries books, but I haven't read, but I want to do a reading vlog on that, so that is beside the point. But like, I don't know what it is, but when it comes to like YA and like, I don't even know if this is YA, but when it comes to like YA, for some reason it's really hard for me to like read them. I don't know why. I'm out of my like needing everything to be smut era. I've been out of that era for some years now, so I don't really know why I'm like that. But yeah, Theft of Swords, I've owned this for months. I've been wanting to read it for months. It has a bromance. It is about a heist. It's supposed to be like really good. I want the box set of the first 3 books, so I'm gonna have to like, I want to rebuy it, so then I want to own 2 copies of this. This copy is like beat up and caving in, bitch, like but yeah, I want the box set, so I'm gonna have to like rebuy it, which I won't mind, but I'm not gonna rebuy something if I don't love it, you know? So I need to read it. Then I have, of course, I wipe my eye and then I get makeup on the fucking book. First Law trilogy. This was on my TBR from last month, but I never got to it, so it's rolling over to this month. I've also decided for my big fantasy books, instead of, or my big fantasy series, instead of trying to like read a bunch of them in 1 month. I'm just gonna go one at a time. So if I don't end up reading all of my sci-fi fantasy series that I want to read this year, that's fine. As long as I get through some of them and I complete the series, then I'll be happy with that. But I need to stop like trying to put like 3 huge fantasy series in my monthly wrap-up, I mean in my monthly TBR, and just do one. So I'm just gonna stick with this one. I just saw that Joe Abercrombie might have a book coming out 2024 or 2025, and I'm already 3 series behind. I'm not trying to be like any more behind than that, so I need to get to these ASAP, no Rocky, right? We made it to the hardcover book. So then I have When the Sky Fell on Splendor. I've owned this for a while. I'm really into this summer. I've noticed one genre that I really like is the kids versus evil. If you watch my YouTube shorts, I did a recommendations on that. You can go check it out if you want. But kids versus evil is one of my favorite tropes. Think It by Stephen King or Stranger Things. It's like literally kids fighting evil. That is actually one YA trope, middle grade trope, whatever, that I will read. I think it's so fun. I love it in TVs, movies, books, whatever. I don't know, it's something about it that just is so wholesome and cute, and it always gives for family. So I've owned this book for a while. It's Emily Henry. I love her romance books. I think that I could have the possibility to really enjoy this book. I really hope that I do. I think this book will probably just be like end up being like okay, but sci-fi, aliens, like this looks fun. Like I may not like be obsessed with it, but this looks fun. And then I have A Good Girl's Guide to Murder and Truly Devious. Truly Devious is my book club pick for me and Jake's book club. That's really just a buddy read that we call a book club. I picked it because I want to do a reading vlog where I read popular YA thrillers. I'm not really into YA thrillers. Well, I don't know because I actually didn't mind I don't mind it. So I think I'm gonna try to really dove into it and give it a try. I might be a YA thriller girl, so I'm gonna read Truly Devious and A Good Girl's Guide to Murder for that vlog. That book just washed me out so fucking bad. Then I have The Blood Trials, which this book suffers from severe water damage. Please, owning a cat is not for the weak. Okay, this book has been on my TBR for months. The sequel has came out. Like I really need to get to this book. I think I'm just scared because I saw a lot of people saying that it reads a lot younger than what it is. Like even though it's like new adult or adult, it reads like YA, and that makes me very nervous. But I mean it's still adult, so whatever it reads like it's still adult, so I don't care, or I shouldn't care. And I feel like I'm gonna really love this main character. I see a lot of people recommending her for like badass main characters, which as a black girl we love to see it. Then I have Night Film. I was gonna unhaul this book a few months ago and I just could never part with it because this is one of the first books I've owned when joining BookTube. And so I don't know, I just been reading a lot of like books from like when BookTube first started, and like just thinking about like, I mean I have a vlog series about reading BookTube, reading popular books on BookTube, so there is probably, this is gonna be one of those books. It's mixed media. It was very popular when BookTube first started. I got 24 pages into the book with my piece of paper that was supposed to be a bookmark. But yeah, I really want to actually like sit down and give this a try. It just seems so good. And then I have a lot of big books, okay? And then I have Plain Bad Heroes. I don't know what made me want to read this book. I'm not even gonna lie to you. It's dark academia, it's sapphic. I mean, I own it. I sprayed the edges myself. I did an amazing job though. But I don't know, like I was just looking at my bookshelves one day and I was like, I want to read that. I remember when I tried to read this, and yeah. Project Hail Mary. Like I said, I'm just trying to get through the books on my bookshelves, and I'm working my way. So I have most of these read, and then most of this is the shelf that, this shelf up here is the shelf that Project Hail Mary comes off, and I don't have a lot of books up here read. So I don't want to look at my shelves and feel ashamed that like most of a book on the shelf isn't read. So I just picked this up. Last year me and my sister had a book club and we picked this for our book club book, but life got really depressing and she was the only one who read it, and so I still feel really bad that she was the only one who read it, and so I am gonna pick it up. She really loves this book. And my sister, if you think I'm a critical reader, if you think I'm a picky reader, that bitch is picky, okay? And then I have Satanic, which I want to read this because the last book is coming out soon in November, I think. I don't know, the last book is coming out soon. The cover is so beautiful. by the way. So I really just want to read this because I'm all caught up. I read the novellas. Like, I might as well just read this book and be all the way caught up, right? So I'm gonna be reading this. And then lastly, I have To Sleep in a Sea of Stars. If I don't end up getting to this book in August, I'm gonna just make it the September Death to Tomes book club. Yeah, so I want to read To Sleep in a Sea of Stars. I'm really interested in actually reading the novella, but I just feel like I should read this first. So it's just so 800 pages, but the words, hey, the words are actually pretty good. Oh, I can do this. I can do this. I'm trying to get over my fear of big books because I mean I can read fast. It's just I don't like spending a lot of time reading one book just because I feel like I get bored easily. And then I'm like, oh, I could have read this many books in this amount of time. But it's not about how many books you read when. It's about like the books that you end up enjoying. And you know, I'm a picky reader too, so that's also another reason why I don't like spending a lot of time on, like, I'm trying to stack my books for my thumbnail, by the way. So yeah, that is it for this video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one.